What's up, Beer League hockey fans and fellow dumpers? Welcome to another unedited, unfiltered, worldwide Dump and Skate podcast, the number one hockey podcast in Bluffton, Pooler, Georgia, recently researched. Oh, I lost my spot. Cuthbert, Georgia, and worldwide, Israel and Colombia. Shout out to Corey. Thank you. My favorite droner boner. All right. Well, that's what threw me off for a second. Where if you're still watching, or if you're still bitching about my mic, then you're not a loyal listener, probably a grown man that is so fat you sat on your iPhone and turned it into an iPad. Again, don't email me, Dwight. This is my podcast. I'm the podcast scheduler, social media content creator, official video and audio editor, the broken, old, and decrepit bender, the ball buster, Jeremy, and I quote, playlist, unquote, Honey Boo Boo, Abdu. I'll explain after I do Fart Head's intro.
Honey Boo Boo.
With me, as always, the man that makes this podcast possible, the only producer that doesn't do any editing because Abdu is earning our free paycheck, the, as Dane worded it, talent of the podcast. The guy I have to occasionally nag to upload this podcast for you, the fans. The guy that won't hesitate to help out any family or friends in need. The very hardworking family man, Jeremy, the wrong assister and long shifter, Holland.
That's not even fair. That's so not fair. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all shapes, sizes, and flavors? Welcome in to your favorite beer league podcast, the Dump and Skate podcast. We are happy you guys are listening, and we're happy to be recording again. And that's super unfair to say the wrong sister. That was not okay. So the first one was 100% my fault last season. Passed it to the wrong team.
I know.
Rob straight up took me out behind our own net. That doesn't even count as me passing to the other team. I was on my back after Rob ran me over. Okay, how does that count for an assist? Next time you fall down and the other team scores, I'm going to call it your assist. How about that?
That's fine. I mean, if you had the puck, you ran into Rob, and I scored, it would still be an assist. All right, so let's go back to the Honey Boo Boo thing. So we were at.
What I thought you were going to say, by the way, though. I didn't think it was going to be Honey Boo Boo.
Well, we were at the rink when I said that's the intro. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So when we were at the rink, or I saw Cooch's daughter. And I go, is your dad here?
Yeah,
and then
right.
she's like, I don't know. He's here somewhere. So after practice, she went to her mom and she goes, Mom, that boo-boo guy was asking if daddy's here. So rewind a little bit more. Our little sister, Callie Seymour, don't want to say it because hockey is for everybody. But she has a friend that
she referred to someone that she knows. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. She referred to someone she knows.
Go ahead and say it.
I don't care. There's nothing. It's not an offensive thing to say. I don't think it's offensive.
I don't either, but I don't want people coming at me. So she called
Come at us, whatever.
She called him.
We care.
Her
when have we ever stopped and been like, I don't know, we should say this. Somebody might come after us here.
You're right.
We don't use names when we're afraid of that. We use nicknames all the time.
She called her friend her homo honey. So since I am fat, according to Holland, I got a face that is just made for a widescreen TV. I said I'm going to call it the Homo Honey Boo Boo.
Homo Honey Boo Boo. That Boo Boo guy. I'm going to teach Cooch's daughters to call you the Homo Honey Boo Boo guy.
Well, look. That's not the worst thing they heard,
The funny thing is, Rob will be like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's him. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I apologize for the intro. I was running out of things to say.
Which is a shock. I can't imagine you running out of things to say.
I was running out of content for your introduction.
Can we back up on one of the introduction? You is the what I forget the thing you use, but you call it, you make our free paycheck. We don't get paid for this, so what are you talking about? Make our free paycheck?
I'm earning our free paycheck. There is no paycheck.
There is no paycheck to earn. So how are we getting a free paycheck?
You've never heard that term? What, do you live under a rock? Like
apparently
a free paycheck. Like I'm working for that free paycheck. I'm working for free.
Yeah, you could just say work for. No, I've never heard the term free paycheck. A free paycheck means to me would be like I did nothing, but I got paid. That's a free paycheck. That's how I understand it. I've been the whole time you've used that. I've been like, wait, are you getting paid for something that I'm unaware of? We're not. Where's the profit share here? What's going on?
Really? Because at work we always say like earning that free paycheck, like you're doing nothing for nothing.
Nothing for nothing. I mean, like I said, I've never heard.
Maybe
I've never heard that phrase.
Maybe Seymour's right. You live under a rock.
It's very possible that I live under a rock. Sorry, I moved my mic around today, and I'm trying to get this thing sorted back out.
I'm all set and ready to go. I'm all set and ready to go for the
up,
podcast.
Shut up. Okay, my podcast is now. My studio is now mobile. It constantly has to move. So, I told you. Did I tell you I couldn't find the mic and the boom arm and everything?
No, where was it?
I didn't text you that.
No.
So I found my computer and everything else, had it all set up, and I was like, "Where'd the boom arm and the mic go?" And I called my wife. I was like, "Where? Have you seen the podcast mic and boom arm?" She goes, "I don't even know what those are, so no." And I was like, "It's
it's right by."
I was like, "It's a whole assembly. It's huge. Like it's not. It wouldn't just like it wouldn't fall down somewhere and go missing." So we walked around and listened or looked, and she was like, "Well, I remember seeing it on the dining room table." I said, "I know." She goes, and then I saw it moved the next day, and I said, "That was me. I moved it." I said, "I moved it to where I used to shoot." And it was sitting on a table in there. And so I was like, you know what? There's only one person in my house that would actually grab something like a boom arm in my headphones. So I called my oldest son and I said, "Hey, have you touched my boom arm on my mic?" "Oh, yeah. It's in my room. I was recording something." Awesome. Well, thanks for checking with me before you touched this stuff and moved it around.
Yeah, it's right by your heart rate monitor.
He said it's plugged in. Yeah, I don't tell you. Yeah. So book bag thief, boom arm and mic thief. I don't know what. He took my hunting jacket and tore it up too. So it's just one thing after another.
What was he recording?
I didn't ask. I don't want to know. I assumed he was using it like for video game. Well, he hooked it up. He has a video gaming setup on his computer. And so I assumed he was doing something like had like nice headphones hooked up and was talking into a nice mic, I guess, for video gaming. I don't know why that would be that important. But he said he was recording something, so I don't know. Maybe he was recording a love song for somebody. I don't know.
Don't have kids, people.
Yep.
Things go missing.
You
Expensive things.
You want to announce your celibacy campaign? We were talking about it before we got on there. You want to go into that or no?
Yeah, how I just said I don't even know how we started talking about it. What was
you just brought it up randomly.
So
like out of thin air.
As we all know, my favorite hockey player of all time besides my dad is Jeremy Roenick.
Did you just say that first part because your dad's going to listen to this?
No.
Okay.
I think right now my dad's about to turn it off.
I
think as soon as he heard celibacy, he's about to turn it.
I got to go.
Fast forward.
When's the next
Too bad it's not like a CD where you can just go to the next track.
Or just hold down and run through that little section.
So I am swearing. I'm continuing. I started Desert Storm about 5 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago. I decided to do that just to until we get Jeremy Roenick on the podcast. I started something before a podcast was even cool.
Yeah, so there's the whole no shave. What do they call it? No shave November. Isn't that one of the things? The Movember or whatever.
Yeah, I'm doing no sex Roenick.
Yeah. So there's also a triple N. So the no nut November. You're apparently doing the
man. That's like
no nut decade apparently.
Yeah, that's 12 months. Man, my family. I'm sorry, family. I'm sorry.
Abdu's committed. JR, if you're listening, Abdu's seriously committed to this.
Desert Storm. Desert Storm.
Gotta stop. I can't keep going down this trail. It's not a good thing. So, oh man, yeah, it's rough. So, well, Seymour is going to be excited. We finally followed through on the promise. I finally followed through on the promise we made to send her out some zeros. I don't even know if we actually officially made that. Did we make that promise on the podcast? I think she was busting my chops about it. She may have busted it on it. So they finally arrived. She sent pictures. There's evidence. I think you reposted it. So we finally followed through on the promise. And when I say we, I just mean me. Did you see the shape of the box when she sent the picture?
Dude, it looked like someone played rugby with it. It looked like someone played
The one
rugby
corner
with
was completely crushed in.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I hope she doesn't open this and like there's like drinks everywhere.
So there's only one. There's only one out of the four.
She's like, thanks for sending 16 of them, but I'm only going to get to drink one.
Even the Zeros reposted it too. So
Oh, did they really?
yeah, the Zeros on their Instagram reposted it. So
Nice.
She's in competition now. She's might have to sign a contract with either Pink Whitney or the Zeros.
Let's angle for the Zeros. We know those guys a little
100%.
better.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like we could do
So-
a little better deal with those guys for her. So the only problem is we're gonna have to keep shipping her stuff if she's gonna take pictures with it. Tell her you can only drink one a month, Kel. I can't keep sending stuff out there. It's
Or
gonna
just fill it up with like water and then just take different pictures with it.
just save one can of each flavor and don't throw it away. You don't have to put anything in it. You could put Pink Whitney in the can and drink the Pink Whitney out of the can.
Best
Just
of both
keep
worlds.
Just keep the can.
So my brother, actually, I talked to my brother. Shout out Ryan Abdu. He met Cooch when he went to go.
Is that the other boo boo guy?
Yeah, well, he's not fat or chubby like me at all.
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
All right.
thank you, Abdu. Thank you, Jeremy Abdu, for helping him.
So he's not the honey boo boo, and he's not
No,
the homo honey boo boo. He's
Oh,
just
he's
just the straight boo boo.
yeah. I'm again.
Do you want to know what my kids used to refer to? So the terminology boo boo in my house means something completely different.
What's it mean?
My two littlest kids, when they first came here, they used to call their poops boo boos.
Why?
I don't know. I
Does it
think
hurt so bad? Like I've had a poo that hurt so bad. Oh man,
No. So so my three youngest children are all adopted. If you guys don't know, I don't know if we've ever talked much about this at all. But my wife and I were a foster family, and then we adopted last October. Our three youngest, they had lived with us for I think 4 years or a little over 4 years when we adopted them. And so our two littlest ones are mixed race, and I think they were I think the lady was a single black foster home that they were in. And there were several like phrases and terminologies that they came into the house that were, my wife and I were like, where did these come from? And they have speech impediments. And so they were they had a hard time understanding them. And so we think that it was either something that the lady they lived with referred to poops as boo-boos, or they couldn't say poo-poo. And so they were saying boo-boo. So either way, for a good year or two, it was constantly like, you boo-booed and stuff like that. So... So homo honey boo boo has like
Homo honey dump poop.
has multiple meanings. So shout out Riley and Ansley Cooch for giving Abdu Mr. Boo Boo a very, very adequate nickname. Anyways, back to Ryan Boo Boo.
So my brother met Cooch when he went to go see Austin play in Alabama, and that's when Cooch they went to go to the football game. Cooch, the Zeros do a big, huge booth. My brother tried him, loved him. Rob Cooch loved him. My brother even said he's willing to invest. He would love to invest. He would love to invest. So,
as the official spokes podcast for Zeros, feel free to invest via us.
You know what?
And
I
we
should
will
have said
gladly
that.
invest.
I should have said that. Invest in us. What a dick, Ryan. Damn it.
Ryan Boo Boo.
I'm gonna boo boo at his house and not even flush next time. There's your dump and skate investment right there.
Stupid.
Yeah, I should have said, why don't you invest? Whatever. That's a flaw in that's a mess up on my part.
Yeah, no, I would argue that is absolutely a flaw on your part, but that's okay.
Or we
learn from our mistakes, hopefully.
Yeah, sorry. Damn it. Rookie, as soon as we're done, I'm texting him.
What
I said,
a freshman,
well, here's what I'll do.
Move.
Here's what I'll do. I'll say, I talked to Cooch. He said he is willing to invest, but you have to, whatever you invest, put half into dump and skate. That's the contract, according to Rob. Thanks, Cooch. Thanks, Cooch.
Rob will listen to this and be like, sounds good to me.
He'll text his partner. Get the contract. We got it. We're good.
Nailed it. Oh my gosh, that's too good. So let's talk hockey. We started our season. Did we talk our season last time? I know we started. How long ago was it we shot? I don't even remember.
We shot. Man, are you on one right now?
No, it's been a busy.
So we did.
I'm getting ready to go out of town, so it's just been busy.
So we did talk a little bit about. We had a 40+ game. You and I both scored. The Dumpers got a 2-1 win. Then we played the B League team. Zeros. That was a good.
Played like Boo Boo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Boo Boo. Either way, like we play like shit, or we play like just a bunch of fat old men. Like either way.
Yes.
Either way. So
yes.
We still pulled out a win last week. Then we played this week.
We won in 40.
We won in 40. And we just
looked like Boo Boo again, and
looked like
and it caught up to us. Yeah,
we looked like we were just standing. We looked like we played on skates that were just standing in cement on concrete at the rink. Look at the title, bitches. So
now you're calling our listeners that?
I mean that in a term of endearment. Term of endearment. All
so,
right.
So when it's the soft B, it's not a term of endearment. But when it's just outright hard B, non-whispered, it's like we love you.
Yes. It's look, if you watch Jersey Shore, Snooki calls her fam bitches, and all of her fans and everybody bitches. So you guys are my fans. You guys are my family. You're my bitches.
Hang on.
And you know what? I'm Holland's. I'm Holland's bitch too.
You are. And I don't cuss, so we're going to have to do this as a two-part.
Okay.
But Teach, you're our number one
bitch.
There it is. That was good. That was way to go.
Why is Teach our
he's
one?
Number one fan. You said it's for like family and stuff.
He's our super bitch, then, if you will.
Jeez. Oh man. So yeah, things have gone well, and I think I know where the problem is. We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, we have people that stand on cement.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about like superstition wise and stuff.
Oh.
So we need Seymour to go back to losing games. We got a message from Seymour, I think, was it Wednesday night that she sent us, or Thursday morning something she sent us that said she won? Or was it Tuesday she said she won?
She played Tuesday, so we got the text Wednesday or Thursday.
There you go. All right, so they won big, and she had gotten rotated up off of D to Ford. We were like, hey, way to go, congratulations. And then we play Thursday, looked like hot dog water. And so
Glizzy water.
And so I messaged the next morning and was like, so Kel, looks like you're a jinx. We're going to need you to keep losing because when you win, we lose. So we got to figure this out. Does this mean that the playlist changes for the next?
No.
The playlist goes on in 40 plus?
Playlist.
It rolls because
it keeps on going. It keeps on going. The problem is we were missing two of our better players in 40 plus, and I'm not making excuses. Two of our best players.
Our two best players.
And
Lord knows even I'm not one of them.
Even our goalie said he let in a couple soft ones, and I'm talking soft where like
Sharman,
it was like
12.
No, yeah, it was self-served poop.
Self-served.
Yeah, it was that soft, and he admitted it. So we will have our original goalie Brent. We will have him back. We'll have Pete and Pepper back, but just because we lost one game, our playlist continues. Like,
I thought you said we get deprived of our playlist if we lose. We have to change it up momentarily. No,
well,
I thought we were going to the Rage List playlist.
Oh no, that's not motivating.
The violently homosexual playlist.
The Grant Dye nasty. The Grant Dynasty.
Yeah.
No.
The playlist that makes you go, yikes.
It's the one that was. I can't. That makes you hate. That makes you hate. In a gayless way. So. I punished everybody.
To clarify, hang on. To clarify, because that could be really misconstrued if someone's listening to this and be like, wait a minute. This is not a playlist that is like hateful towards
No,
homosexuals. No, 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 no,
no,
no. It's
no, no,
just
no.
very like
Goth screaming kind of thing.
violently,
Yes.
violently homosexual. It's a bit. It's,
It's not on my playlist. It's not on mine.
I don't think it's on anyone's except for maybe Grant's, but it is definitely
my
music that
playlist.
makes you go
Our
help.
playlist is more of
Lighthearted
skipping.
and fun.
It's skipping, skipping, if you will. So, anyways, I punished everybody. We even
You
Tommy.
didn't play any music, and I was like, "Come on, man!" at
I
least
said,
play
"You guys,
something."
we're getting punished. No
It was
music."
like a funeral. It was post game locker room felt like a funeral, and then nobody showered. And Tommy was like, "How do none of these guys shower after a game?" I was like,
Well, I
don't-
said he even said, "You're not showering, Abdu," and I go, "Look, man." Split
He
my
just
head.
wanted-
He wanted to see.
He was waiting.
He heard.
He was like,
he heard.
he was like, got transferred to the team. Check. See Abdu naked. Oh crap.
Well,
tried.
then Willman goes. I mean, just pretty much reiterated that whole podcast. Yeah, Abdu split his head open. He doesn't shower, and he doesn't even pee in the shower. And then Tommy goes, "Wait, at all or just here?" And I go, "No, I think people that I had to go through that whole thing." I go,
I think people that pee in showers are animals.
It takes very little effort to pee into the toilet and then hop into the shower. Like it's not making any change in your day at all. Not one bit.
See, that's the mistake. You assume that people pee in the shower because it saves with time. It has nothing to do with time saving.
All right, well then you guys
It has
are not
everything to do
housebroken.
with I'm in the shower. Man, I feel the urge to pee. I'm just going to pee now. I'm not going to hold it. That's all it is.
You guys are animals. Just hold it and then go. Just go. Gosh.
We've had some husband and wife guests that pee on each other in the shower, apparently, which is that to me is a little odd. Like I think at that point I'd be like, all right, we're not showering together again. Like I'm, you can pee in the shower and I can pee in the shower, but I don't want to be peed on by you while we're in the shower.
I did send them a text too, see if they wanted to come back on the podcast. So we'll see if they want to. I'm not editing again, though. I'm not editing again. If they name drop,
they'll just have to
deal
stop
with
with the name.
Deal
drop.
with
You
it. Yes.
do your job, guest, so we don't have to do a part of our job that we don't want to do. Okay.
Yeah. So I think.
All right, so let's get into the meat and
I think
potatoes of this podcast. All right, so our 40-plus game rolled out there, and we have we like our guys on 40-plus. We're not world beaters by any stretch of the imagination. We think we got a good enough squad. We have a good time. Everybody seems to be getting along pretty well. And we've got an older gentleman in our locker room that I think he's one of the guys I added in late to the team as I was building all the teams.
Okay.
And what was his birthday year? He's in his 60s, I'm pretty sure, I think.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure. Maybe late 50s.
No, he's in his 60s. That's what I'm telling you. Like he 100% is in his 60s.
Okay.
He may be older than that. There was like a guy with a 56 birthday and a guy with like a 65 birthday. And I can't remember which one he is, but either one, he's in his 60s. Like he's there. And so he came in the locker room game one, and I was sitting the way our locker room sits, there's a big circle basically with a wall in the middle, but you can only sit in like a half of it. So we end up sitting in like a big L, right? So you come in the door, and there's usually a couple guys to your left, and then all the other 10 to 12 guys are all straight in front of you down a line, and like some of them kind of at the end wall, right? And so this guy comes in and sits, I don't know, halfway down the wall. So he's on the long section where the majority of people are at, and I was sitting right by the door. That's kind of where I prefer to sit and get dressed. And usually only one or two guys kind of sit to my left. And I think Pete sat next to me and got dressed. And I remember Pete came in, and that was the night I had dressed up like a cowboy and walked in and everything. And so I delayed getting
Broke
dressed.
back.
Broke back Holland. And so I delayed getting dressed, thinking Pete was going to get there. He showed up late. I start getting dressed. That old guy walks in, rips open his bag, and instantly I'm like smashed in the face with the smell of mothballs. Like it's strong, like makes me want to run out of the locker room strong. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what am I, like, where is this smell coming from? I've never smelt this smell in a hockey locker room. This is so freaking weird, right? And so we go out and play, and, I don't think I noticed the smell while we're playing. We play, we win, it's whatever. We get back in the locker room, we get undressed, and I go to the shower, and now it's like wafting in the hot shower. It's miserable, right? Like
God.
I'm pumping a handful of like body wash that's like, minty, like
Yeah.
Winter Fresh body wash or whatever. And
Slapping it against the wall for
I'm
air
shoving
freshener.
I'm shoving it up my nose, and all I can still smell is mothballs. And I glance at one of the guys that's getting in the showers, and I'm like, yo, where is that smell coming from? And the guy's like, I don't know. But like, I mean, it's just like I'm not gonna say you wanted to throw up, but like it was just
Potent.
everywhere, right? And about the time I'm having that conversation, I realized the old guy is walking out of the shower. So I don't know what he did to his bag. I don't know if he threw mothballs in his bag for some reason during the off season. But his entire body smelled like it apparently, and he was in the shower right next to me, and that's where the other guy was climbed in, was smelling it. So we were both getting like heavy whiffs of it, right? So he left, and I was like, yo, I am pretty sure that guy reeked of mothballs. And you were like, I was smelling it too. And I'm like, it 100%.
And you asked Cooch too.
Yeah.
Cooch was like, God.
And I think Rob was sitting right next to him. Rob was like, yeah, it was really strong and everything. And I'm like, okay. So the old guy 100% like eats them, wears them, keeps them in his pockets, something. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. Right. So this past week when we played, I didn't notice the mothball smell. Actually, you guys were all done. I had a back-to-back game, so I didn't get the shower right after. So it could have smelled like that after the game. I just didn't realize it. But I got dressed with you guys, and matter of fact, he dressed right next to me this week. Like he was sitting right next to me, right inside the door.
He didn't want to. He was hoping that Pete was going to be next to you so he could see the bicycle pump. Because the first week he's like, "Do I look? Do I not look?"
It was too far away, and his sight's a little bad. So he was like, "I got to get closer to this."
Game one, people. He saw the bicycle pump, and he was like, "What the f kind of locker room is this?" And he like tried to look disgusted, like ew, but he was like, yeah. He had like, it was a drool emoji. It was the drool emoji, and he's like, yeah, I love this locker room. So he knew that Pete was right there. So that's probably why he sat next to you so close.
Send an email to the admins. Whatever you do not trade me off this team.
I'll pay double. Put me on the A team. I want to be on the wagons. Get me on the wagons.
So old buddy sits next to me this week. I don't notice the mothball smell. We get out there, we're playing, and something happened. You and I are playing together on a line. So we're sitting on the bench together, and the old guy, I don't know if he was doing, maybe he was back.
He was just skating. He was just skating with the puck.
And you were like, hurry up, mothballs, and I almost died.
Look,
and you said you didn't realize you said
it. I didn't know. Well, I didn't do it on, like, I just did it, and then you looked at me and you started busting laughing. And then I'm like, oh, I just said that. I told my friend Kendra that I called them mothballs, and she just goes, you're just spewing verbal diarrhea. Like, you don't think before you talk sometimes.
No.
If you didn't realize you said that. I said, I didn't, until Holland like gave me the look and started laughing. And then I'm like, oh, sorry. I don't think he caught on to it.
He didn't hear you. There's no way he even heard you. I really would like at one point to ask him, like, yo, look, the first game, there was a very pungent mothball odor coming from your bag. Do you have some sort of a secret trick where you throw mothballs in your bag and like it wards off like rats or something? Like, what's the mothball thing about?
Yeah,
and he's just like, oh no, mothballs are just my favorite scent. My wife loves how it smells. Cologne. Okay.
Yeah,
checks out, Grandpa.
You're supposed to put mothballs like when you have wool clothing, right? Like sweaters and stuff, so they don't need a hole.
Like so it traditionally for like natural clothing like that, but I think so it's the same idea as like a cedar closet.
Yeah.
Cedar closet, moths from coming in and eat, bugs and things like that eating your clothes. And so if you got clothes, this is an odd concept too. So like years ago, families had like a storage chest, and you threw like your seasonal clothing in like the chest.
That's an old person
thing. The chest
thing.
would be made and the chest would be made out of cedar, right? And that was the thing. And so then as people got to storing things in different places, they would throw mothballs. I think it was done a lot like in your attic. And so you'd throw like a couple bags of mothballs up in your attic. So it apparently the odor like ran off any sort of moths.
But my question was, there's no wool, or there's no need to put that in a hockey bag.
No, and so it makes me wonder if somebody doesn't throw them in their bag and use it as like a way to make like rats not getting your stuff, or like bugs or something not to crawl in your bag. So like if you store your bag, like one of my A guys was like, hey, this is the first time I'm putting my gear on since last April. And I said, are you freaking serious? You haven't even come to a pickup or anything? He goes, yeah, haven't it? So that's gear that's been sitting for like 4 or 5 months, whatever that is, right? And so maybe it's a way of like, hey, my gear's about to go into quote storage, and so we say, hey, this is what I use to like store my
See,
gear.
even if I
I
didn't
wouldn't
play
want it
for
to smell like mothballs.
right, if I didn't play for 7 months, I still wouldn't just like put it in the bag and just shove it in the garage. I take really good care of my gear.
I mean, my stuff lives in the garage when I'm not playing. But I've just recently gone through and cleaned everything really good.
Yeah, I have a dry stand with a fan, and then in the off season I just put it, in a room. But
In
I
one
don't
of
like.
the seven spare rooms. We got it. You can say it. It's okay.
Oh, what's up, money bags? So
Money bags. Money bags.
I hate that guy. Whatever. So, anyways,
Here,
I take pretty good.
I need it. I need it now. What a
Bitch.
come on. There it is. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah, facts on that one. So, anyways, yeah, I don't just throw my stuff. Like when I first moved down here, it rained every weekend for from November till like February, and they had a Saturday skate here, or not a Saturday. I'm sorry, December skate, and I played in that. And the first 2 weeks I would air out my stuff in the garage. But it was so humid here that my stuff wouldn't dry out, and I ended up getting really bad mold on all of my stuff. So that's why I bring it in here in the house now. So, anywho,
Nice.
yeah, I had to go out and buy some new stuff too because the mold was so bad. It was just it's so humid down here.
It is that. Yeah. And it was really bad this past week too. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that I'll ask the guy, but if he comes rolling in and it's like super mothball smell again, I probably will be like, hey, excuse me, can you please explain to me why it smells like mothballs in here? You're the oldest person in here and the most likely to smell like mothballs. And in fact, when you got in the shower 2 weeks ago, you did smell like mothballs. So
You know what it is? He's like,
do
my
explain.
balls got removed, and I just, as a replacement, I'm using these mothballs in my around my sack just to feel like a man. After I saw the bicycle pump, I really need to have some balls between my legs.
Oh man. They better be some like melted down and glued together mothballs. Those things are usually the size of marbles. That's not the. I would go buy like a pool ball or something, like use that or something.
It sounds
Mothballs
painful.
kind of tiny. Mothballs sound smelly, so
But yeah, we ended up with the dub. We ended up with the dub in the 40 plus. So we're 2-0. You missed. What the hell? What was that look for?
oh my dog, he just talked to me.
Mister
Now he's staring at me.
Mr. Holland gets 4 goals. I got 1 goal. Fair, good old Fair had -3 and a missed net on a breakaway.
Thayer, I play defense, but I don't know that I play defense.
So let's talk about that. Like, what is? Good luck to my boy Sodomy tonight. They have a game at 10:50. Only, oh, listen to this. Sodomy only has 6 skaters.
Nice. For an 11 p.m. game. That's awesome. That's going to be good. Yeah. Hey, it's my turn to sub. Screw you.
Did you see? I think I sent that to you. There was an Instagram post where there's like, when your beer league team only has 7 skaters, and like, no, you stay out there. You're 20. You have it in you.
Yeah.
So
Just stay. The one guy starts getting.
what is
undressed.
your take on a defenseman that tries to skate it up all the way, but then once he gets to the other end to the dots, he just stays there because he's so gassed?
It
It's
pisses me
frustrating.
off,
Yeah,
and I usually yell at
frustrating.
them on the bench because do your job first, not everybody else's. You idiot!
Yeah, and that's what I said all last season.
Just do your job.
Right.
Like
right.
just your job is to play defense and stop them or attempt to stop them from scoring. Your job is not to carry the puck from your zone all the way to the opposing goal line and then go, well, somebody else will hopefully play defense now
Right.
that I'm
And
here.
you and I have enough hockey IQ we know to drop back for him, right? Or drop back for a defenseman. But that's not always our job to do. Like, we're not here to clean up after the mess for his party kind of thing.
The problem is not everyone understands that.
That's what I'm saying. You and I
So
haven't.
if he
right.
doesn't communicate clearly with people,
Correct.
hey, I'm pinching, or if someone doesn't clearly
if we're
give him
already
the
at the
green
blue
light
line,
to pinch in.
yeah, if we're already up there.
Yes. Or, if we're coming out of our zone and say you're on, the half wall at neutral ice and you are presenting your stick for a clear pass, and said defenseman decides, you know what? I don't think I'm going to skate it out this time, but I do think what I am going to do is shoot it right into the middle of the rink where there's 7 players from the other team. How they get 7 players on the ice when they're only supposed to have 5, I don't know. But somehow that feels like that happens because we pass the puck immediately to their team and give up a 3-on-1 going the other direction. So, yeah, how do I feel about that? I don't like it very much.
No.
And I
And
tried
you
to
don't
explain that in the most
Right.
polite terms I could to said defenseman. Hey, please just do your job. Also, please don't pass the puck up the middle of the rink to the other team. It'd be better if we just lost it along the boards. So just maybe try that from now on.
Game 1, I said, Fair, stop skating it up. This is not C League. And he just goes, you can go ahead and talk to me once somebody stops me.
Correct. Yes.
Well, nobody stopped you, but
You
yeah.
cost us 3 goals
3.
because of your
3.
out of position behind. And so, yeah, stop it already. Just pass the puck to your forwards and let them go do the job of the forwards.
This is, again, where we need Rossi. Because Rossi will just go ballistic. And
I was doing my best Rossi impersonation. I wasn't going ballistic because I don't really get ballistic. I was very frustrated in B League.
100%. We all
very
were. We
frustrated.
were all frustrated in B League.
And I will 100% wear the double shifter or long shifter or whatever that phrase was. I 100% did that on several occasions and should not have done that, but was highly frustrated. Not going to lie.
Yes, and
was
again,
irritating.
I get that too. And we were down. We lost 4-3. So we did come back. I think the new addition
Down
on
3
our
to
team.
nothing at one point.
Yeah, we were. I think the new addition that we just got on our team helps because he got a goal and a post.
It makes us panic a lot less when we're playing.
yes.
When they carry the puck in our zone, we're like, oh, look, there's another competent defenseman back there. Thank heavens.
But I do think that if you're going to play ice hockey, even if you play roller hockey,
If you're going to play hockey,
in general, if you're wearing shin pads, bring some socks, something to cover it.
Do we want to go full in on this at this point? Let's
Why
just
not?
go full
Why
in.
not?
All right. So
We wouldn't be a dump and skate if we didn't go into
Nope.
it.
All right. So full disclosure, during the draft, there was a name that popped up that had not made it to any evals that I recognized the name because I played roller hockey with him before. He is a reasonably decent roller hockey player. Now, the way our draft went was we started with 7 skaters. So we already had a full line plus 2. So our very first pick was basically a third member of the second line, if you will, right? Mm-hmm. And so we were essentially filling out our second line. This guy in roller hockey is 100% a second line defenseman. He's good enough to do that. Now, I saw his name on there and assumed hey, he'll be a decent second line defenseman. I don't want to have to play defense, so I would rather draft a guy that can do that for us, okay? So that's what we did. We drafted the guy. He is not an ice skater. He might do better in I don't know what to say here. He might do better on Heelys on ice than he is doing currently on ice skates. I mean, when he first hit the ice, I looked at him, I said, hey, you might want to buy a new pair of ice skates or something because, dog, your ankles are like spaghetti noodle weak. It's bad. And so legit, baby deer, 100%. And so immediately I get crap from you yo, this is the pick you wanted us to take.
I said
this is our second pick, our number 9 pick. And I said, shut up. I understand. I know what it looks like. Let's
Again,
give it a minute and figure it out.
if you allowed yourself to swear, it would be
It would
shut
have
the
been
F
big,
up, Abdu.
That's right. Yeah.
Shut the F up, Abdu.
That's
Is
right.
That's the way I heard it.
100. Well, okay. I didn't mean it that way, but I definitely meant hey, shut up. I understand what he looks like. Let's give it a minute. So we talked after last week's game, which we were miraculously.
Everyone
able to
deserves
win.
a second chance.
That's right. And so we said, do they though? So we said, look, I said, let's give him a few games. Hopefully his feet will get underneath him. He's not a bad player, especially on a roller. And Cooch vouched for that. Cooch knows who he is on roller, and Cooch 100% agreed with me hey, yeah, that's a decent pick, right? Now, again, we're both seeing him and going, all right, so not a good pick, right? So, but he can't skate. to save his life. It's rough, right? So I didn't know he showed up last week. So hang on. So last week, our first game, he shows up, and I noticed that right away he had on. I don't know if he had an ice girdle on, like ice pants, or a roller pants underneath. But I noticed he had some like teal blue, and I'd recognize them. They were roller hockey pants from when he had played with a roller hockey team, and he had cut them off so they looked like pant shells. And the comical thing was he cut them uneven, so one leg is longer than the other leg. If you look at it, I don't
That
know if
is
you've noticed
pure
that.
dust.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And so I looked at him. I go, "Dude, did you make your own like shells or something?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I cut them, like night before last or whatever." Right. So this is the first week, and I was like, "Haha, that's funny, whatever." So we get out and play, and again, he's a little rough. And so what I didn't know was that he apparently walked in and was like, "Yo, does anybody got any extra socks?" And my brother happened to have a pair and gave him some. So I didn't know that. I didn't hear any of that. So I was not aware of that, right? So this week we get ready, we go out, and he's not there when we get dressed. And I said, "All right, I guess he's not coming tonight. No big deal." Well, we get on the bench, and before the game starts, boink, he arrives and shows up on the bench. So apparently he walked in super late after we'd all left the locker room and started getting dressed. I didn't even notice, but the referee had to come and tell us. He had the same like unevenly cut pants over his darn roller girdle or ice shell or whatever. And so, but he had no freaking hockey socks, covered his shin guards. So he was on the ice raw dogging it with just shin guards hanging out there,
shins.
straps and everything.
Exposed shins.
Just
like pure.
I don't. The most like learn to play thing I've ever seen.
Tell
in my life.
Tell me
Yeah.
you're the worst hockey player on the team without telling me you're the worst hockey player on the team with your uneven legs.
Tell me you should
Your
have been the
exposed
last
shins.
pick. Just
Your
tell me another
exposed
way.
shins, and then you're also getting dressed out in the not even out in the hallway, but the doors of the hallway with your feet and your skates on cement.
Well, we didn't know that. None of us knew that. So
Didn't know that.
nobody knew any of that, right? So dude
I saw
gets-
him getting ready.
But
when
did
I
you
skated.
notice he was standing
I
on
didn't.
concrete?
I didn't know he
No.
was on the concrete until
And neither one of us noticed anything about the freaking socks. And so he comes rolling out on the ice, no socks. The referee stops us between the first and second period, calls me over, calls you over, says, "Hey, look, if he comes out without socks for another game, I'm going to have to give him a 10-minute misconduct." And I said, "Holy crap, Alan, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize he didn't have socks." And I was like, "He got here late." He's like, "Well, that's why I didn't want to call it out on the bench." He said, "I didn't want to embarrass the guy or whatever." I was like, "It's okay, we got it." So I run over there.
he's already embarrassing himself. Look at the way he's dressed.
I said, "Dude, you got." I went over. I said, "Hey, buddy, look, you got to have socks. You got to have just put some sweatpants or something over, like anything. You can't do it, or you're gonna get a penalty." He's like, "Oh man, okay, sorry, right?" And so
He was like,
yeah,
"Oh."
yeah. So partway through the game,
Legit burnout, huh? Like
100.
It was like
had to be.
What, me?
So
no,
I think
the other person with no socks. on the team.
I do think that he likes to partake in the toking of the marijuana. And so I don't know what levels he does this to, but I am aware that it's something he does with some regularity, right? So I don't know how regular, but with some regularity. I knew that from roller. There were several guys who were like, "Yeah, buddy enjoys the grass." Okay, so I wasn't shocked when he looked at me. He was like, "Oh man,
Yeah.
no, sorry, dude."
Doug?
Okay,
Doug?
relax, Chief. So anyways, buddy's like, "Yeah, my bad, right?" Partway through the game, I think we had scored, and we all were lining back up at the face-off, and I think one of the forwards had come for a change, and then he starts kind of slowly drifting over to the bench, and is essentially offsides, I think, even, and is looking my brother dead in the face. And Chris was like, "Are you coming or what?" And he was like, Oh, I don't know. And he wasn't really saying anything. And I was like, "Yo, dude, are you getting off or what? What are you doing?" They're about to drop the puck. And sure enough, they drop the puck, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I'll change." And so my brother flies over the boards to get in the play that's already going on. And I was like, "Dude, what are you doing? You have change or stay. They're dropping the puck. You can't come over here and just stand and stare at us."
Replace his marijuana with some speed. All right, give him
some cocaine. Yeah. At least speed the processor up a little bit, dude. So it was at that point that I was like, all right, he's got to be like high as a kite. Like he really, really, really has to be out.
dumb as shit.
He may be really stupid, but I don't think so. I
You-
think he was just like
Dumb as shit. No.
blazed and blazed, right? So, dude, whatever, man. And so we lose. I'm frustrated as heck. I was frustrated with multiple people at the end of that game. And
Not
so,
me. For once, it wasn't me.
no, I wasn't mad at you. So we leave the ice, and I'm in the locker room. We're walking in the locker room, and all of a sudden I hear, "Yo, dude, are you standing on the concrete? What are you doing? You can't do that." And apparently, he walked to his chair where he had gotten dressed, and it was on the concrete. So he walks across the concrete and sits down in a chair. And one of our other guys was like, "What are you doing?" And he looks at him and goes, "No, no, it's okay because I'm about to sit down."
Oh my. Kelly, I'm going to send you
Like-
this clip, Kelly. Because what did
that
Kelly
makes
say?
it better. Kelly goes, Kelly, we texted Kelly today. We got a guy that walked across the concrete post game with his skates. She goes, walking on concrete is serial killer.
Yes.
And I said, no, this guy's not a serial killer. He just partakes in way too much marijuana. Way, way, way too much.
Yeah. So,
Dude, that
good
was-
pick, Holland. Good pick. Look, if you want to pick someone to make you look better, we could have picked somebody else. All right. Our last pick already makes you look better, too.
We have several of those already apparently on the team that make me look better.
But this coming B League game, stay tuned, guys, because here's who we're missing for our next B League game on Thursday. All right. We are missing Chris Holland, Jeremy Holland, not Barry Pepper, Rob Cooch, and Pete Rossi, and possibly Waytas. Are you watching the game?
It's on, so yeah, I've got it on my phone.
Can we make
now.
it less obvious? Can we make it less obvious?
Well, it looks like Tennessee's about to score, so that's not
Yeah.
gonna be good.
So I'm missing 5 players, and I got one A-leaguer subbing and Val, so that makes it 10. We're at 10, and I can't get anyone else.
It's perfect.
So if you want to find out what that kind of train wreck is going to look like, stay tuned for the next podcast, because I don't know how that's going to go. I know Fair's going to try and skate it up. Fair may even try to play goalie at some point too. Just try to do it all himself.
No, I
Just try to-
highly doubt that he will end up ultimately doing that. There's no way.
No, but here's the thing
he
that-
will line up and try to play.
Here's the
goalie.
thing that
will
bothers-
restrict him. That will restrict him too much. He would have to stay in the crease and things.
Here's the thing that bothers me about this upcoming game, because we all know that I'm very vocal and I get frustrated. That's why I love Pete. He is the splitting image of me, but people listen to him more because he's not Asian, I guess, not as obnoxious. So
This guy.
when I lose my cool, everyone just tells me to shut the F up. But when Pete loses his cool, everybody kind of listens and doesn't say anything back to him, you know? And I know that's going to happen this week when we do stupid stuff or whatever, you know?
He'll be
I'm
back
gonna lose
on.
my cool.
He'll be back for 40 plus. I don't think he'll yell at us in 40 plus. He wasn't yelling last time. He was yelling in B.
No, but I'm saying in B. Well, B
That's
is a
gonna be
little.
a week
B is more
before he gets back.
competitive. B is more competitive than the 40 plus.
Yeah.
So-
So he won't be back. He won't be back until next Thursday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My point is, I really would like to have some other voices on there to tell people that they are just screwing up.
They're
Is what
terrible.
I'm saying. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's going to really promote some team chemistry. Is when everyone's yelling at everyone.
You know, I'll have Tommy.
Perfect.
I like Tommy a lot. He's a good dude.
Okay.
But well, my point with Tommy is that he understands the game, but he skates it up too. But when he skates
Every
it up,
single one of our defensemen skates it up.
Cooch doesn't.
That's correct.
Mothballs does too, didn't he? That's when I told him, go Mothballs. There was one time Mothballs had it, and I said, if you got the win, go ahead. I'll stay back. And then he just looked at me, and then he didn't do anything with it. He just stood there. Mothballs and cement skates, they just, if they joined forces, you know?
We might have one full player.
Yes.
Oh man, cement skates. Yeah, that was brutal. So
Good pick. I do like both teams, But it's just we just gotta gel in B League. I love I like where our 40 plus is.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're going to lose games. It's going to happen. So it is what it is.
I mean, we can go undefeated.
We're going to lose games at some point. It is what it is. Nobody's going to be perfect. It's not going to happen that way.
Oh, the Griffins might be perfect. They look pretty good.
Yep.
So,
yep. They have a competent captain who makes good picks based off of solid evaluations.
yeah, that's where I rely on my assistant captains to say, hey, who do we get? Hall. You want Hall? Perfect.
Nailed it. I just got him because I knew we needed podcast content. So
well, then that's fair. Then I won't complain. I'm not going to complain.
We'll have it all season long. Hey, boys, we're back. We don't have much to talk about except for B League again.
I have faith in our B. I have faith in our B, especially if we're moving your brother back on defense. That
we'll
helps
figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. We just got to get a little rhythm and chemistry together. It takes a little bit. We'll get there. I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it at all.
Did you see my Instagram post about on my story about the referee? Yeah. Deke sent me a text. She's like, Steve is just cracking up. He can't stop laughing his ass off at that. And I go,
oh, about the old referee that couldn't hardly walk.
Yeah, that could barely skate on it.
I go, oh, she sent you the Instagram post?
No, she saw it and then sent me a message and like, Steve cannot stop laughing at this.
Yeah.
And then I go, yes, D, that really happened to us. That really happened to us.
We had two of them though, not one.
Yeah, that's right. I did tell her that too.
They both look like that. Oh, it was brutal.
So next week, you are going to a wedding.
Next week, I'm out of town. I'll be at a wedding
for the.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. My middle brother's
but you'll
getting
be here
married.
for the 40. Yep.
I'll be here for the 40, and I'll be here for my A, and then I'll be dipping out Wednesday morning. Ooh, that flight's really early. I think it's like a 7 a.m. flight. So.
Woof. And you come back Saturday?
Yeah, we fly back Saturday morning, so we'll be back Saturday afternoon.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we don't have 7 rooms to store our hockey equipment in, so we don't have a tremendous amount of cash flow. So we don't want to have to pay for people to watch our dogs and things any longer than we have to. So my parents are going out on Sunday or Monday, and then Chris is coming out on Thursday morning. So
all right,
he's probably flying back Saturday like we are. I think the wedding's Friday, the rehearsal's Thursday. So
okay, all right.
So I'll be severely out of pocket for a little bit.
Well, I got some Zeros gear we could sell. Oh, speaking really quick, were you standing next to Cooch and me when Robertson said, yeah, we wanted to pick Barry Pepper, but there was a rumor going around saying that he was injured and not to pick him.
You heard?
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't, but you're going to get me in trouble for this. You did hear me say something about somebody when we got there to the draft and everybody was kind of getting ready. Somebody said, Pepper's on there? I was like, yeah, but apparently, according to what he's told everyone, he's hurt still.
Well, true. Can I just go right into it? True story. Pepper said,
you're going to get us
tell every. He said, let everyone know I'm not 100%. I am still rehabbing this arm. And I go, all right, I'll do that. And in the hockey community,
I don't know the validity of that statement. I can't attest to it because I am not a doctor.
Right. But he did say that he was injured. So just like in the hockey community, it went around like a wildfire. Next thing I know, people in Chicago,
right before the draft,
people in Chicago like, who's this Barry Pepper guy? Why is he injured? Just got to go around the hockey community.
Oh man, good grief! So, all right. Well, I got a football game I gotta go watch now.
Yeah, I can tell you're so pretty.
Well, Tennessee scored. Georgia does not look good this year, so I need to go sit and watch this and be depressed a little bit more this evening.
You want to be depressed? Go stand on some concrete and try skating after that.
Yeah, I'll go put my after the game. I'll put my skates on. I'll just stand in my garage. Perfect. Just ruin that steel. Berlin's going to listen to this and have a cow. Berlin's going to get to the steel part, be like, "What the heck?"
He's like, "What size skate is he? I'll just give him some of my old steel."
Oh, I don't think this guy has skates that are old enough that I don't think he's even got interchangeable steel in it.
Oh yeah,
Have to take the whole runner off.
They're all just embedded into the skate, like it's one
brutal.
piece. It's a one.
It's brutal. It's
just
brutal.
like your Georgia team. They may have fumbled it.
Are you for real? Are you watching or no?
I am watching, but it is not a fumble.
Okay, thanks a lot, you jerk. All right.
No, well, no, it looked like it was, but they said it was a
Okay, I hate you. I'm gonna get off the thing now because I'm not even.
Hold on, interception. It's 14 nothing.
Shut up.
It is 14 nothing.
Shut up.
Okay, he didn't fumble it. I was watching the
thanks
screen.
a lot. Now
I'm watching the
you're
screen.
getting me
I'm watching the
irritated.
screen. He didn't fumble it. He couldn't catch it. He didn't catch it, and it fell
Well,
to the
that's
ground.
completely normal. That's
Well,
100%.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Sorry we went on a football rant. I will just do the closing, the outro, if you will. So,
Perfect. Guys, thanks for listening. We appreciate you. We'll be back with more good content very, very soon, and we'll get back to some guests on here as well. Abdu will continue with his celibacy decade until we get JR on, and maybe we'll have a few more people on in the interim. What do you?
time out really quick.
Okay.
Can we just talk about the Sully that when you got your hat trick? Because you had no idea what was going
all
on.
right. Whatever.
No? All right. We'll talk about it next
We'll
podcast.
do it another time. Jeez, you idiot.
One of my favorites. The drought almost ended.
Guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Love
Bye.
you. Peace.